Now then guys, welcome back to another episode of my American Heartland project here in Planet Coaster 2. If you've not seen the previous videos, please go back and check those out. It kind of explains what this project's all about, but essentially it is my pre-creation of a cancelled theme park project that was destined to be built in Oklahoma. It's no longer happening, and this is my interpretation of what was going to be built. So in the last two episodes, we looked at the entrance and the main street, which is known as Liberty Village. So yeah, check those episodes out to see how this all came together. I've not really done much in this area. I've done a few little finishing touches. I've added this kind of backstage area to the courthouse building, and as you can see, yeah, I've begun putting the backstage areas down here and the kind of access roads. But other than that, yeah, this is pretty much as we left it at the end of episode 2. And yeah, I'd essentially just begun doing a bit of work on this first land proper, which is known as the Great Plains. So what has happened in the last few weeks? I have done a bit more work on this, this kind of station building. Obviously this is not going to be a functional ride, but the idea is, yeah, the boat would take guests out into the middle of the lake. So yeah, I've kind of finished this off. It's got a covered queue line. It's got a way out for disembarking passengers. But yeah, other than a few more details, that's kind of all done. I've added a fake entrance and queue line for it as well. So yeah, that's kind of finished that off nicely. And then yeah, at this point here, to the left, that would take you around to Bayou Bay, which is going to be the next land that we look at. Or you turn right and you go into Great Plains. So as we left it at the end of episode 2, I had put the I'd done the basic layout for this family coaster in the middle, and I'd done the barn station building for that, and I put this teacups ride in as well, and we'd done a little bit of landscaping, but that was kind of it. So yeah, as you can see, I've done quite a bit over the last few weeks. And yeah, it's probably a good point to kind of show you around and check out what I've done. First things first is this plot here. I've got a few different ideas for what that wants to be. Looking at the concept art, it appears to be some kind of station building with like a steam locomotive. And yeah, it looks more like a kind of, I don't know, like a set piece rather than a ride or anything like that. I've got a few different ideas about what I want to do there. So for the time being, I've just put this construction hoarding, and yeah, I'm going to leave that as it is. Other than that, yeah, I've put this little refreshment building in. This is going to have a gift shop as well, so I need to go in and put all the shelving and things in. But yeah, you'll see this several times through this video, but this kind of style really heavily influenced by Dollywood. There's a lot of little things I've stolen from that park that you'll see in this video. Here we've just got a little access point for buggies and vehicles to get from the backstage onto the park itself. This kind of middle area, I've done a bit more ground landscaping and groundworks, and I put this little church in as well. Again, heavily inspired by Dollywood. The kind of idea here is that I'm going to put some more buildings, little concessions and stands in, kind of fill this area out a bit more. But yeah, I've figured out the kind of the boundary line of the park, and yeah, I've started working out some of the backstage area. For the teacups, I've still not got a name or a theme. I'm just leaving this for the time being until something comes to mind. I've just done a bit of landscaping around the queue line and added some secondary fencing for safety. In terms of the coaster, yeah, this is now called the Great Plains Express. It's pretty much as it was last time, except I've extended it just to give it a longer ride time and to kind of fill out the lands, because originally it only came so far down and I was left with a bit of a weird space here, and I didn't really know what to do with that. So yeah, the ride is its footprint has grown, but essentially it's the same, where it's got the second lift hill through the top of the barn. But yeah, it's just got some extra track now to make it a little bit longer. Down this side, I've lifted these buildings straight from concept art. I've kind of gone in there and plotted what I think would be in them. So for this one, we've got like a quick service restaurant, just yeah, kind of a small little cafe. But happy with this building. This is a nifty little trick that I found. Again, using billboards, just pushing them back slightly through the in-game windows, and then I created my own reeded glass map in Photoshop, and then use that on the screens, and it's given this kind of cool effect. I think this is going to be really a really handy tool to use elsewhere. I've got some good ideas for what I want to do with this little trick. So yeah, that's just yeah, this little cafe that's open both ends, and it kind of leads onto this yeah, this kind of field here. The building in the middle is just some toilets with a stroller parking outside. This farmhouse, I'm still not sure what to do with it yet. I've not finished it because I'm still deciding whether to actually do something inside, or whether it's just gonna stay as just kind of a decorative building. What else has been done here? So I finished the back of the barn, and yeah, there's now this maintenance shed for the coaster. So yeah, this just needs more landscaping, and yeah, then that'll kind of be done. This is another restaurant, much bigger than the Cattle Shed Cafe. Again, this is directly lifted from concept art. In fact, is it on this piece of? So I'm using concept art for the park maps for the time being. Yeah, it's kind of this building here on the concept art. So it looks like a large kind of granary. It's got some silos and kind of a tower at the front. So I've in my mind, this is kind of like a granary style building. But I'm really chuffed with how this has turned out. I need to go in and do the ceiling and the kitchen at the back. But I like how it's got it's got internal seating. It's got this kind of veranda area, and then around here we've got this raised, this slightly raised terrace. It's like a little bit of a sun trap at the minute, but yeah, I'm kind of chuffed with how that's turned out. It's got it's got a nice feel to it as that. At the back of the coaster, I've just put this flat ride in. It's one thing that I feel like the game could improve on is we need more generic sort of family-friendly flat rides, I think. This is the best that I could find for what this needed to be. Obviously, I've put a tiny bit of theming on this, and this is called the Apple Bubba. But yeah, I think we could do some kind of smaller, more generic, almost boring flat rides that we can then customize ourselves. But yeah, it's just kind of filled this gap, and done a bit of a super basic queue line with just some trees for a bit of shade, and then this kind of little walkway at the front of the queue. Back over here. So yeah, this is the new expanded area for the coaster. I've just put this kind of retaining wall in here. But yeah, this means now with it coming much closer to this path, you're getting some kind of cool views of the coaster from this end. Down here, another kind of quick service restaurant. I need to do a bit more detail on this, and then it's got this just kind of covered seating area down here. Again, I've just done a lot of landscaping. A lot of time has been taken up with fencing and landscaping and things. This is, so in the last episode I had the flying theatre kind of already positioned. That is now in a show building. I've got to do a bit more work on the queue line, but the main entrance and the start of the queue is kind of finished now, and it's this hangar. And this was one of those builds where I kind of sat down and I was completely in the zone. Like I worked on this and I kind of pretty much got it finished in one sitting. Again, using the billboards to do some custom graphics. So this front section is it's a billboard with a custom graphic on it, blended to match the in-game textures for the hangar. So these little signs left and right are in-game fonts. But yeah, I wanted to kind of do something that really matched the concept art for the main sign. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this has turned out. It's kind of cool how you walk in through this hangar. Yeah, it's kind of cool how that's all works out. And then I've left the roof off just to kind of remind me that I need to go in and do this. And there's just this section of queue line that I need to finish theming. But yeah, it's kind of it was really cool to get the flying theatre in the sorcery pack, because yeah, again, that is directly lifted from concept art, so that was pretty much exactly as was planned for this park. To the left of that is a theatre building. So again, this is lifted from concept art. In fact, I have got the concept art here on the screens. So this is what it'll be called, the First Stories Theatre. As you can see, the interior is not done yet, but this is again the kind of size and front end is lifted from what I could see on concept art and the scale model from the original plans for the American Heartland Park. And then that brings us on to the first coaster proper, I guess. This is probably the 5th iteration of this. So I used the concept art to start with, then I used what was on the physical scale model of the park. So you can check that online if you want to see what that model looked like. But yeah, the developers had this huge scale model of the entire park built. So that's kind of super handy to refer to when I'm kind of stuck to figuring out what goes where in this park. But yeah, one thing's for sure is that this coaster would be called the Jackalope, and I've ended up with a bit of a hybrid between concept art I've seen, my own interpretation, yeah, just a few different things. So the first kind of lift hill is and the subsequent drop is kind of based off the model, but it had a much tighter footprint. And I've kind of expanded it slightly, and the physical scale model had it coming back through the station. I thought that was kind of cool, so I've added that in. So yeah, it's kind of a mix of a few different bits of reference imagery that I've found, and yeah, in everything I found, the idea was that the park train would go under the coaster. So you'll know in episode 1 I've talked about the fact that this park actually had a unique transport ride, in that it looked like individual cars on almost on like a highway going around the park. I'm not going to do that. I just really like the idea of having the train, but I'm going to keep 2 completely independent tracks, so it kind of, I can still follow the plans of the park. But yeah, regardless of what kind of ride vehicle this would be, the plan was for the transport ride to go under the Jackalope coaster and kind of interact with it at several points. I'm kind of happy with this layout now. I just need to adjust it slightly. It's too fast in some points and too slow in others. So, and I need to do a lot of work on this coaster building. This is my own kind of design for this. It just looks like a really kind of traditional timber building in the concept art. I want kind of a more abandoned kind of ramshackled structure. So I'm going to finish that off. I've got the queue line in and the exit path. I've already got the exit through the gift shop going on, and I've put a very basic sign in to kind of start with. But yeah, I need to go through and theme all this queue line basically. And then it's just a case of going around and adding more details, more clutter, more planting, and then this area is really done. Like I say, I am gonna leave this plot here and build around it, and then I'm gonna come back to that and figure out what to do with it. But in terms of moving forward, it'll be moving onto this land, which is Bayou Bay. So yeah, you can either at this point coming out of Liberty Village, you can either turn left here and then you'll be in the land. There's also a access here in the middle of like the farm buildings, and that brings you out into Bayou Bay too. So I've done a lot of the landscaping. I need to play around the levels because this needs to be a lot more shallow. But in terms of footprint, it's kind of this area here, going all the way down to the waterfront, and then in this area here, this is the pirate stunt show area. So it's kind of a completely. It's really odd on the plans for the park because it kind of it doesn't really fit in with anything, but at the same time the concept art is really cool. So I'm gonna put this in. So essentially there will be kind of all the seating is on this side, facing out of the park basically, and then the first station building for the train is located here. So yeah, this is probably where you'd get off if you were getting on in Liberty Village and you needed to come up to the stunt show or to Bayou Bay. This is where you'd be getting off the train. So yeah, hopefully in the next update you're going to be able to you'll be able to see some of this. I'm not sure whether I'm going to start over here with the stunt show or whether I'm just going to get straight into working out Bayou Bay. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. There's some really cool concept art. I've got some ideas for some different buildings. I've got a cool idea for a ride. I want to do a dark ride as well at some point. So yeah, I think this is going to look really cool. And yeah, generally, I'm really enjoying working in this park. I've had a lot less time recently than I would have liked, so that's why it's probably been, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks since my last update. But yeah, as you can see, I'm still in this game and absolutely loving working on this park. It would be great to get your comments and your suggestions, things you'd like to see, and yeah, I'm gonna leave it there, guys, and I'll give you an update as soon as I can. See you in the next one.